Kia ora, Tina Koto, hello, and welcome back to Kerbal's space program. Here we are on the moon, just kind of looking at a nice little angle here of a Kerbin rise over the surface of the moon, yes, in the last episode. Let's see if we zoom in a bit, because I've just moused out as far as I could there to get that awesome shot. Yes, Jebediah, he's made it to the moon. And the Moonlander Mark 1 craft that we have here, very, very awesome looking Jeb, is in a fantastic mood. We've still got a nice view of the sun there, yeah. Awesome. Now there's just a couple of things though. We don't have enough fuel to get home. I'm not even going to try taking off because there's nowhere near enough fuel. We really were running on fumes to get out of here. Oh, okay. And yes, so here's the thing, now, okay, so there's a bit of an argument going on at in Kerbal Space Program. Jebediah, he's been blaming the communications department for kind of giving him the wrong directions and burning fuel inefficiently and so on. The communications department at KSC, the Kerbal Space Center, has been blaming the engineers department for not being able to build a decent craft. And the engineers department has been blaming Jeb for not being able to fly their craft. So there's kind of an argument triangle going on here about who's to blame for what is a huge resounding success but also a huge resounding failure. So of course what we need to do at this point is actually we're going to need to send a second craft here to rescue Jeb from the surface of the moon. But before we do that, I think we just want to take a bit of an EVA with Jeb. Now I don't really, not too familiar with the controls here for the EVA suit, guys. Right, so I think it's just, okay, the arrow keys, and should be able to click on this ladder, yeah. Let's extend the ladder down. Probably should have done that before I got out. Alright, cool. Should be able to go down there. Yeah, we tested this in the last episode, the kind of bonus footage for the last episode as well. But yeah, let's see. Maybe if I can get on the ladder now. No! Oh, landed on his feet. So you should be able to jump up there and grab that, yeah. Whoa! Okay. Here we are, the first step and jump on the moon. Congratulations, Mr. Kerman. So, describe the ground.
Well, it's very, very pixelated. Is what the ground looks like. I'm sure they'll fix the textures in the full game.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's any, anything particularly interesting. I don't even think there are any rocks, or if I turn the rocks off. Would I have turned the rocks off? I don't remember turning the rocks off. Well, anyway, I think if I press the R key, yeah, that's right, he pulls out his little jetpack. Now, I don't know how to fly up. Oh, there we go. So you, just to go forward, I know that much. Slide along the ground. So you jump, and then kind of go, whoop. Oh, well, that was wrong. Got it. I'm learning. I pressed U there to go forward. Okay, is it just the arrow keys? Alright. I don't know how to fly down, though, or up, specifically. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, very, very cool here. You got the... So, there's got to be a different way to control those.
Sliding along the moon.
That's going to be a song, isn't it?
Sliding along the moon. I'm trapped on the moon. I'm sliding along the moon.
You okay there, Jeb? 95.5%. So we've used a little bit there. I guess if he runs out, you can't go out anymore. Well, yeah. Let's see if we can go a bit further afield here. If I knew how to go up, it wouldn't be so bad. Whoa! Okay, don't pop. Okay, stop sliding along the moon. Probably should look up the controls. I should have done that. So that I can keep him in the air a bit longer. Pressing random buttons. Press all the buttons! What about the L key? I think that turns on the lights. Yeah, okay. O, P, M. Oh, M's not the right key. Oh yeah, don't want to go too far because I'm actually kind of worried of killing Jeb here. Popping him on the moon. Go. Now that's a bit of a shame that we did land in the sun, but there's unfortunately nothing particularly interesting here. Well, anyway, yes, I actually wanted to do something pretty cool today. So, as I said, we do need to rescue Jeb, but rescuing Jeb from the moon and then getting him back to Kerbin is no easy task. We're going to need to completely design a new craft here, because this one's designed to use the one-man crew hatch. And we need to send multiple people home, so we need a bigger crew thing. So how are we going to do that exactly? Well, I don't know yet. Alright, let's get Jeb back up. But what I do know is that there is something that we can try first before going to rescue Jeb. We actually get him back in here. Alright, cool. Hello, static. There we go. Well, let's head back to the Space Center. Don't end the flight, please. If we go back to the tracking station here, we should be able to get a look on... So, where's the moon? Okay, so there's Jeb there on the Moonlander Mark 1. But we've got this thing here in orbit around Kerbin, the original Sun Scientific Explorer. Probably not the original, probably the second or third reiteration. But yeah, so this guy's being piloted by... I don't know who's piloting this. Let's actually see if we can take a look without it crashing the game. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Here we are. Okay, so we're on the dark side of Kerbin at the moment, but yes, this is the kind of the Sun Scientific Explorer. Can't really see too well here, but I attached a lot of scientific instruments somewhere. I don't know where, but anyway, the main problem with this is that we've run out of fuel completely, and the what was it, the nuclear engine which we were supposed to use in space here was kind of knocked off at some point, so we can't actually use the fuel in here, unfortunately, or at least I don't think so, because it's not connected to any of these, so we can't bring these guys home by natural means. Who is it? It's, who is it? What? There isn't a crew member. I thought there. What? Where did that happen? I must have brought them home. We did this during a live stream. I can't remember if I brought this guy home. I must have. I think I do remember bringing a Kerbin in and then them splashing down. Well, okay. So what am I doing? Goodness me. All right. Anyway. So yeah. Well, that's my entire plan dashed for today. We had a. The goal was to actually send something out to here, have the crew member kind of EVA from this craft into the other craft, and then for this to just travel back home. Well, despite there not being a crew member here, I think it's good practice to try and do some rendezvous in orbit, because we're going to have to do something pretty similar on the moon, because we kind of landed kind of wonky on the moon, so... We need all the practice we can get, basically. So let's head back to the Space Center, and I think what we want to do today is get around to at least flying the craft in this episode. Again, if you want to head over to the episode where I build this craft, annotations right there in the door. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, and hello to everybody that's come back from the building video. Yes, here we are with the Rescue Carrier Mark 1. It's actually a bit more of a basic design than my standard getting out of orbit plan. So normally I use 5 mainsail engines, but this time I'm using 3 just to see how it goes. We might change it up if this fails. We'll put 2 more mainsails on this kind of the side here. So, and then we've got a one of the weaker tanks in there. Where is it? I'll show you. We've got this one here, the Poodle, hiding under there, and that's going to be for our maneuvers in orbit. I've got 2 advanced SAS modules here. I just want to try it out because we used an SAS module yeah, just a standard SAS module on the moon thing, and that seemed to work pretty well. So I'm wondering if having a second one of these kind of amplifies the SAS effect. Alright, now we don't have any RCS, that was probably an oversight. We've got the what is this? We've got the 3-man pod here as well, just to kind of simulate things, and we've got a parachute here. So I'm I'm hoping this is going to be pretty good there. We've kind of sellotaped the fuel tanks to one another, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so the K up here indicates that this vessel is only meant for rescuing trapped Kerbals around the planet Kerbin. Of course, we don't actually have any Kerbals trapped around Kerbin at the moment, but yeah, we are going to try and meet up with that Sun Scientific Explorer that's dead in Kerbin orbit, and we'll see how we go. So let's head to the launch pad and get things underway. Alright guys, we're back and we are here on the launch pad. Actually, it's this is going to be a nice screenshot. Let's see. Screenshot for the thumbnail. That looks pretty good. I'll actually grab a second one just in case. There we go. So yeah, that looks pretty reasonable, I hope. Well, let's see. It seems like it's going to work. So who we've got? We've got Bill, Jebediah, and Bob. The 3 celebrities. But Jeb is kind of trapped on the moon at the moment, so that's a little odd. Oh well, let's roll with it. Seems like the Kerbal Space Program team has... They've kind of got a bit of some secret funds going into some clone technology. Over in the building there, I assume there's some kind of secret underground bunker where that's going on. Anyway, yeah, we're pretty much ready here. SAS is on. These are fully powered up. Probably going to need to turn them down a bit. Actually, might do that right now. You don't need them all the way up, because it's very inefficient on the fuel, apparently. We apparently have some brakes, gears, and lights. I didn't put any of those on here. But anyway, we're ready for launch here. Sunrise on the planet Kerbin in 5, 4, 3, 2, and away we go. Things seem to be holding steady. We're burning fuel like a madman. Accelerating nicely. We're at 100 meters per second already. We kind of got a bit of visual wobble here, but it seems like the craft is kind of holding together okay-ish. We're at 2,500 meters already. Coming up on 170 meters per second. 2/3 of the fuel is gone in these exterior fuel tanks. Jebediah is absolutely loving it, and Bob is kind of... He probably weed in his spacesuit there, and then Bill's a bit worried as well. Right, 5th fuel tank left. We got to get ready to perform our gravity turn. Probably going to do the gravity turn. Whoa! What's going on, SAS? Alright, those are spent. Take those out. Looking good. And we have spun out of control. Guys. Alright, cycle to SAS. Oh! Okay, should have performed the gravity turn a bit ago. Let's do it now, why don't we? I've got that kind of under control there. Haven't had any overheating problems, so that's good. Burning on the 90. Alright, that's way too far over. Alright, let's get up a bit. There we go. Alright. Whoa! What happened to Kerbin? Kerbin is now Planet Jewel. Kerbin is now... That's a really interesting bug. I've never seen anything like that before. So we've got the actual Kerbin, and then we've got Jewel, and then we've got space. Wow. Oh wow, we've got Juna here. Wow! That is a weird bug. That's quite cool. Alright, how are we doing? Okay, we're actually running out of fuel here. We don't have enough fuel to get into orbit here, so this is probably a oh dear. We are out of fuel. Alright, let's see if we can... Okay, SAS stay steady. Power up, and away we go. Let's power all the way up here. Bye-bye. Alright, yeah, we, not out of the atmosphere just yet of planet Jewel. Oh, there we go. So we've got a Kerbin apoapse there of 90,000. Oh, we need to bring that up, actually, but we can do that once we're in orbit. Alright. Looking at pretty good, I'd say. Well, the only problem at the moment is that we probably don't have enough fuel to do what we want. But, nonetheless, we'll try and get into orbit anyway. Because the Kerbals are like that. See, the funny thing is that NASA would have abandoned the mission by now. But I'm not NASA. Maniacal laughter. Anyway, I've actually been in a bit after the apoapse there. Whoa! I'm burning a bit after the apoapse there. If I just bring that back a bit, be a bit more efficient. I think I did something there with my orbit. We'll actually just scrap that. And make another maneuver, please. Right there. Right. I got the space music. It means we are out of Kerbin's atmosphere, but that does not mean that we are out of the woods just yet. Just want to make it nice and round, nice and efficient. We do need to burn up anyway, but, you know, it looks pretty good. So, we'll get on that marker. Now we're nice and light now, but we probably don't have enough fuel or thrust or both to do what we want here. Well, let's just... Whoa. Let's just get right on the marker there. That looks pretty good. Now what do you think, Jeb? Jeb's not even looking at the controls as he's pushing the buttons. And the other two are kind of worried about this. Alright, we've got our burn in 10 seconds, so we are just going to burn now, I think. There we go, because we've got like an estimated burn of a minute here, so we might have enough fuel to get into orbit here, but we might not have enough fuel to get home. Okay, we're starting to descend again, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Get the nav ball up. How are we doing? Okay, we're kind of starting to dodge some of those stars. The planet Jewel, the stars. Let's get to Duna. Oh, there's Eve as well. I bet you I could get all the planets here. That is such an amazing bug. That is such an amazing bug. I hope you guys can see that. That just looks so amazing. It's like, I'm in orbit of Duna. Now I'm in Jewel and Eve and just space. Okay, so the orbit is actually a bit eccentric of the Sun Scientific Explorer as well. Oh, we can do all those corrections if we have enough fuel left. Oh, the marker's actually changed. That's interesting. Hold that there, folks. And we actually got plenty of fuel. I was a bit worried there, but no, it should be okay. And that's good enough. Yep, not bad. Alright. We did it, guys. We are once again in orbit around the planet. The planet everything. The planet everything. There's the name of the episode, folks. I wonder if I could... Nah, I'll leave that as a surprise. Alright, I was going to do that as a screenshot, but... No, I think... No, the planet Kerbin's the only one that's missing. And Moho, I think. Is Moho a planet? I don't think so. Alright, so... We kind of went a bit off the 90 there, but... We'll actually go ahead and do this. We'll set the Sun Scientific Explorer as our target. Okay, now I don't know what any of these mean. The descending node, 3 degrees. I assume that means that in relation to our target, we are 3 degrees off the orbit. So how about if I just come right way in here? What I'm going to do... Actually, whereabouts are we? We could do it here, couldn't we? Yeah, we'll do it here just because it's faster. So we'll set up a node here, a maneuver, and then we'll just fiddle around with the controls until we get what we want. Okay, that's what I want. I just want to kind of do, I think they call it a correction, where you kind of match orbits with something. So if we do that. Okay, those are about the same. about. Goodness me. Space rendezvous? Are you crazy, bird? Well, you gotta learn these tricks sometime, right? Why not on episode 4?